I'm Blaze Wick, and this is my wife Ann. A miserable rainy day, I was on my computer and I found this car, the 61 Corvette, and a little voice said, you gotta grab this while you can. So I called a guy on the phone, we made a deal, and had a guy that's in the transport business, and he went and got it. And all of a sudden I realized we needed to do a little work on this thing, and I had no idea where to take it. Till a buddy of mine said, have you ever heard of bars? I said, no. He said, well, those are the guys you need to go see. And it's amazing. And you gotta be crazy to go to anybody else. And I say that without going to anybody else, because I didn't need to.
Okay, so we've got another car behind us that we're just working the bugs out of right now, getting ready to deliver. Probably Monday or Tuesday, we should get it out of here. It's a car that we've done, or it's a job similar to what we've done in the past, and that was a red 62 Corvette. This is a 61 Corvette, but it's the same thing we usually do. It's a Morrison chassis, IRS rear suspension, of course, independent front suspension, LS3, 5-speed transmission. It's a thing that we do quite a bit, but the interesting thing is we've started to do this more and more. This customer was in a hurry. He didn't want to get immersed in a job that takes anywhere from a year to 2 years to do, sometimes 3 if it's really crazy. What we've been doing, and we've done it now a couple of times, is this thing. The customer's got this car. He enjoys the car. He likes the way it looks, but it drives like a hunk of shit. Well, that's the typical C1 Corvette. They drive very bad, but they're beautiful to look at. So what we're doing, and we've gotten the time frame down pretty damn good with this. The customer came to us in midsummer, something like that, said, I want to do this, let's move forward with it. So we sent him home with his car. We called up and had all this stuff built. The wheels take a long time to build. The chassis is anywhere from 5 to 7 months, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we accumulated all the parts. We put him on the schedule and they got there and we brought the car in. Well, we got the car turned around in about 7 weeks, 8 weeks, somewhere in that neighborhood. He's not without the car, and that's the thing. Now, we didn't do any body and paint work. We didn't do any custom interior work. We modified the seats so that you sit lower in the car. One thing about these cars is with a stock seat, I mean, I look like a circus bear riding a motorcycle driving the thing. The thing is that we basically took his car and we just made it extremely drivable. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's like a go-kart that'll go 150 miles an hour. A lot of my customers explained to me for years, hey, you know, we're 80 years old, and for you to spend 2 years building a car, it isn't really a problem with money. It's not really a problem with anything other than, I don't know how many years I have left. I don't want you to build a car for me for 2 years. So that's why we've started doing this more and more. And we're actually starting to purchase some cars, and we're starting to pre-build them for people. And we're in the process right now. I've got a Morrison chassis on order for a C1 Corvette of my own. But it's just for the simple reason that we can give people instant satisfaction. They come in, they see the car, it's done. Okay, you write a check, it's a hell of a check, but they write the check and they take it home. So we're doing that more and more. So we're gonna go over this car, we're gonna drive this car, we're gonna look it over. I'm going to explain to you once again what we've done to the car, the underside of it, the chassis, the wheels. It's a shot wheel, of course. We like the shot wheels. Great company to deal with. You wonder why we have so many Morrison chassis. It's because the company's that good to deal with. They stand behind everything they do. Their prices are very high, but you get what you pay for. So we're at the front of the car now, and there's just a couple of little changes. We didn't take the body off and put it back on and not make it a little different. There's a bumper piece missing right here that holds the license plate. Florida doesn't require a second license plate. It looks like an abortion, so we take it off the front of it. The grill's a little bit different too. We blacked out the grill and then put the silver stripes in it. It really kind of helps tighten up the front of the car. It gives it a little more definition. This is a pretty straight car. It's a nice straight old car. You can see the wheels, the wheels are of course shot. It's a custom wheel. The offset is very specific to what we're doing. So we'll take a quick look underneath the car. We'll talk more about the Morrison chassis. It's the same thing that we always order. It's coilover on all 4 corners. It's a power rack and pinion steering system. Morrison actually is making their own rack, which is kind of nice. It works extremely well. We use very large wheelwood brakes. This has got 6-piston calipers on the front of it, and the car will stand on its nose stopping. This car we use, and with all the chassis now, we use a tubular header. It gives it a nice style. It gives it a nice fit. It's just a basic milled stainless header. The exhaust system on the car is all TIG welded stainless steel that's custom fit for the chassis. We use the Borla muffler. It's all put in the car, and it really drives nice. I'll jump on it pretty hard in first and second gear, and the tires will spin, but the car's really drivable, and a lot of that is a factor of the IRS. Again, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of return on the money as well. You can see the bottom of the car, the real natural fiberglass. We take the time with lacquer thinner and a couple guys with rags, and they spend 2 days cleaning all of the paint and undercoating and stuff off of it. It's just a nice little accent. I mean, some of the cars we get a little more carried away. This is a driver, it's going to be used, so we didn't go nuts with making the underside of it perfect. In the back of the car, this is something else that we do typically on the C1s. I love this. We use a C2 ring for the tail panel because the back of the car basically is a C2. This one, we didn't cut the pipe on an angle. We left it straight like this, and I think it looks really mean. I like it, and it's different than what we've been doing. You can see the width of the tire. It's not an extremely wide tire, but again, it's a Nitto 5x5. The tire is a really, really good traction tire, dry weather, and it's also very safe and usable in the wet weather. So under the hood of the car is very similar to what we've been doing. I mean, we use a really good custom aluminum radiator. You can see some of the overflow tanks that we've constructed. We do change to a hydraulic clutch. We do away with the mechanical clutch. It just gives a lot better pedal feel. Some of the things that we've been doing, the valve covers, this is a not quite correct valve cover, and they're not supposed to be painted orange, but I think it looks cool, so that's why we did it. And then again, the LS3, we used a Holley-built drive system in the front. It's a very, very reliable, smooth, high horsepower package, and this is our go-to every time. So we're going to drive the car a little bit, and we'll demonstrate the performance at least the best we can on the TV. So we're gonna go for a quick little ride in this car. It's March, so March where we live, it could be hot, it could be cold, you never know. It's hot today. So we're running the air conditioning, and it's not pointless actually. I have a really nice, cool 48-degree breeze blowing on my chest, and it's not bad. It's nice and refreshing. A couple things about the interior of the car. Obviously it's got a smaller steering wheel on it. That's so somebody can fit in it. The dash looks to be original. It's not. It's a Dakota digital analog gauge, and it plugs into the OBD2. So the computer is actually running all of the gauges in the car. Yes, this car does have computers in it now. The cool thing about this car is, like right now, we're driving it at 2,000 RPM, and it's real quiet and smooth, and everything's nice. It has another side to it. As soon as it gets to about 3,500 RPM, it starts to make a lot of noise and move a little differently. You start to hear the noise. It makes a really nice noise. It sounds just like it's supposed to. Well, not for 1961, but it sounds really good. Gets to 45 miles an hour real quick. We'll go through this turn and see if Ben can stay where he's sitting. At 45 miles an hour again, real quick. About to lose my hat. We got a nice break in traffic. It seems as though we're speeding. We're really not. But it's fun. The TKX gearbox is wonderful. I mean, it changes gears at high RPM like nothing. So here we are again. Sorry, rev limiter. Once again, it seems like we're going fast. We're really not. 45 miles an hour. Like I said, going around corners and stuff in it, the thing is like a go-kart. I have a C8 Corvette that I drive every day, and it's nothing like this. It's so refined and good, and everything about it is wonderful. This car is not refined. It is rude, it's crude, and it just goes fast and turns. It's a lot of fun. As far as driver's aids, ABS, traction control, it has none of that. It will hurt you.
Just about jumped right out of my skin.
What's that?
Standing on the front porch talking to one of those guys, and that thing fired up, and I went, Jesus. He said, I think I know what that is.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing to say what it sounds like that except that.
What do you think?
I think it's freaking beautiful, so
Well, I spent 2 days polishing it, so it's looking pretty good.
see, now I won't get any sleep tonight, because about 11 o'clock I'll come out here and look at it, and then I'll wake up about 1 and I'll come out here and look at it. I don't know how you describe it to somebody that has to see it. You gotta see it, I can't describe it. I'm not that eloquent in the English language. And I don't know whether I'm right or wrong with the statement, but there's less and less guys like you guys around anymore.